that easy. Oh, I spoke too soon. Ooh, you see that? What I need you to do is sit there and just film me and not help at all. Okay?
Okay.
I need to close this tailgate. Okay. I hate to mess up your cinematography.
Well, life has nearly killed me, and my mind has put me on the edge. Life has nearly killed me, and my mind has put me on the edge. Though I can barely crawl, I've got to walk where these angels' feet are tread. Darkness nearly drowned me. Sunlight alone, don't it burn my eyes? Darkness nearly drowned me, and the sunlight alone, don't it burn my eyes? This valley is much too deep, and this mountain so very high. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to go. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long way to go. I got to lay down here and rest before I can take another step down that lonesome road. Where the darkness nearly drowned me, the sunlight burned my eyes. This valley is much too deep, and this mountain so very high. I gotta lay down here and rest where I can take another step down this lonesome road. Well, my cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long, long way to go. Darkness nearly drowned me. The sunlight burned my eyes. This valley is much too deep, and this mountain so very high. I gotta lay down here and rest where I can take another step down this lonesome road. Well, my cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long, long way to go. My cup is nearly empty. I got such a long, long, long way to go.
So after taking this thing out on the water, I had a couple little issues and things I wanted to change, and I didn't film any of it because it was all pretty much, you know, cut and dry stuff. I have this is a Millennium Palma horse seat. I actually bought it for my big boat and didn't really like it. It didn't work for it. I had this offset seat base that I was using on my big boat, and I ended up going with just a cooler for a seat on it. And that's what I had on here. And if you remember, I had just a regular pedestal base on here, the one in the center, and it was just too close to the trolling motor when you're sitting here. So I ordered an offset one in the back, and I also moved my little trolling motor blocks up about 1.5 inches, which I still need to kind of touch up the paint on those and put something in the hole that's exposed now. That probably gave me at least another 2.5, maybe 3 inches to push you back, so your trolling motor won't be so much in the way. Which this trolling motor has the head of it tilts, and I found out if you tilt it up a little bit, it made it a lot easier to use. I had some wiring issues. Just some wires fell out of it wasn't the wires that I installed, it was the wires that came with the switch, and I reconnected those, and I put some of that liquid electric tape on everything, so that should secure everything there. I added this seat. It's a Millennium seat. We had a lot of issues with this thing. I should have known better. I did know. I knew it would not work. This regular pedestal base, I just drilled it through there with some self-tapping screws. And I don't know. It was just like an afterthought. Like, it never occurred to me that I needed to do something for that until it come time to put the hydro turf down, and I was just too lazy to address the problem then. But anyway, it wouldn't work anyways with this motor, because even when the motor's flipped around, the handle for the motor will be all up in the seat base. So what I ended up doing, I ended up taking this off, and then I put some riv nuts in there. And if I keep it for very long and have time, I'm gonna go ahead and add some more riv nuts. I only had 2. That's the one, that's one screw right here is shiny. I put one on each corner, but I need to replace all of them with riv nuts. Not that that's gonna be a really good fix for it, but it will be better if anybody ever wants to try and, you know, maybe swap out the motor for an outboard and they want a pedestal seat. As long as you're careful, it should be okay. But like I said, don't just screw a pedestal seat base down to your bench. It'll just pull out. The metal on these bench seats are just way too flimsy. You don't have enough to grab a hold of. So what I ended up doing is getting one of them bench seat bases. That way I can move it all the way over, and also you can just take the seat off and move it in the floor when you're driving the boat. You're supposed to secure these down with like a little plate that holds the bottom of that bracket on, but you know, as far as when driving this boat, it's going to make it hard. I'd like to take this boat out one more time and see how it's all going to work. Not to mention, when this is swung around, the air filter was hitting this seat after I put this seat on. So what I end up doing after that is I did have where the pin was on the inside of the boat. I flipped it around and put it on the outside. I talked to AZ Longtails about it, and he said, you know, it can affect the performance of the boat. He said just to really make sure that, you know, you keep an eye on your bolts, because now they're on the outside, and I put some thread locker on them, and I got it pretty tight. I thought about running a couple bolts right here just to give it a little added bite to it. Plus this, when I added this piece of channel right here, it gives it a lip. So as long as you keep an eye on it, I think that's going to work fine. AZ Longtail actually said you might pick up a little speed by having it on the outside of the boat, but I think he said that it was it's a little bit harder to control at lower speeds with the motor on the outside. I gave them a shout out on the community thing, and if you're into these longtail motors and mud motors, be sure to check out their channel. I'll leave a link in the description of this video, but be sure to check them out. Cool guys, helped me out a lot with this build with this motor. I also added a D-ring right here, which right now I have it tied on, but when you're fishing, you flip the motor around and have the shaft in the water. This can go around your handle and keep your motor from, you know, being all in the water digging up mud. That's enough pressure on it to keep it balanced. And still have the D-ring right here, and I got a little short ratchet strap that can hook onto here like that, which I don't have it tight right now, but you get the drift. And the last thing is I went ahead and added a spotlight. I need to get rid of this boat so I'll stop spending money on it. I already had the switch wired to the fuse block, so all I really need to do is just extend these wires and connect them up to the fuse block. And well, one went to the switch. That's a nightlight. I can't remember, it wasn't very expensive. It came as two. I couldn't find just one small light, except for like the bigger square ones, and I just thought that would look goofy. And plus this one kind of swivels down when you're not using it. Won't look so bad. But that is it. I think it turned out pretty good. Still got to put my registration sticker on there. They came in today. I need to clean this garage up. This garage is a disaster ever since I've been building this boat. Well, alright, that's going to wrap up this series on this little boat. I'm tired of spending money on it, and to be honest, I'm a little tired of working on it too. Get a little burnt out. I think it took about 13 weeks from the day I bought the boat till about this week, which really the last week I was just, you know, tying up odds and ends, and, you know, we took it out last week too, so it's actually ready for the water in about 11 weeks. But like I said, I had a couple hiccups and some things I wanted to change on it before I put it up for sale. I guess I'm going to do that maybe Friday. I hate selling stuff. I hate dealing with tire kickers and Facebook Marketplace. Everybody, the is this still available crap. If you ever sold anything on Facebook, you know what I'm talking about. But this was a fun project. I'm glad I did it. When I bought it and I decided what direction I was going to go, I had an idea of what it was going to look like in my head. And I think it come out pretty daggum good, pretty close to what I was wanting or what I had visioned. When me and Amanda took it out, me, her, and gear, and I had an app on my phone, like a speedometer. It was showing 11, but I feel like I could have got a little more out of it. I've never driven a longtail motor before, and it's kind of weird. You know, you don't have a tilt and trim, you're the tilt and trim. And you could feel it at a certain spot. I had a sweet spot where you could feel it wanting to dig more and go faster. But I wasn't trying to be a daredevil on the first day because, you know, I was a little nervous about it and make sure everything's working right. But I'd like to take it out one more time, maybe with just me, and especially with the motor on the outside now, if it can pick up another mile per hour or two. I think it could go 13, maybe 14 with just one person in it, which in my opinion, that's fast enough. You know, 10, 11 for a boat this size is good because you're not going to be taking it out on no huge lake anyways, I wouldn't imagine. The little slough we took it to is ate up with cypress trees and a lot of spots where you just got to go in and out of the trees to get to different water. And the shape of the boat, man, it did perfect. I think someone is really going to enjoy this boat. It's a fun little boat to drive and fish out of, really. It took me a little bit to get used to the old hand controlled trolling motor. It's been a while since I haven't done a foot control, but trolling motor did great. 55-pound thrust is a lot of thrust for a 1436 boat, which it's only really 13 and a half. But yeah, it was a fun little project, and like I said, I'm glad it's over, and I'm looking forward to the next one, going a little bit of a different direction. And I'm excited about it and a little nervous too. It's a new territory for me, but it's going to be a learning experience regardless. So like I said, I already got one, the next project in line, and hopefully next week after this video drops, I'll already have a video ready for it, if not 2 or 3. It's going to be a shorter series, but I've already done the first video of getting the boat, so you'll at least see that next week, and hopefully I can get caught up this week on some more videos of it. But anyways, you'll find out next week about that boat. Well, all right, guys. Now, I really appreciate all you that hung out through this whole series, and everybody that carried over from last year, my little hiatus I took. I'm hoping to keep it rolling all year and into next year. Been gaining a lot of followers. I think I'm up 1,000 subscribers since I started this boat, so that's good. I know it's just a drop in the bucket as far as YouTube standards, but it's making money. I'll say that. I'm not making a killing. I'm not paying for these boats. But I should have a little wiggle room in this one and make a little bit of money off of it to help pay for a lot of my time that I worked on it. All right, guys, I really appreciate it, and I'll see you on the next series. Hey, real quick, if you made it this far in the video, that means you are probably one of my favorite subscribers because you're watching the whole videos all the way through. So I want to offer a little freebie for you guys. I got these decals. Little transfer decals I made. There's nothing really special about them. They just say BWBR, same logo for the channel. If you want one of these, all I ask you to do is either go to the Instagram page and follow us there if you haven't yet, and then just comment on just any picture on there and hashtag BWBR. And the same thing with Facebook if you're not on Instagram, or vice versa. I just started a Facebook page, thrown a few of the past builds on there, and I'm gonna add this one sometimes this week. Like I said, just any of the pictures, just get on there and just write some comment and hashtag BWBR, and I will get in contact with you and ask you. I got brown, black, red, and blue, and I got some white. I can do white too. Of course, I can't keep on with this forever, so let's just say the month of May. If you're seeing this video, you want a decal, Instagram, Facebook, comment, and then be sure to hashtag BWBR, and I'll hit you up on a message, and I'll send you one for free. I appreciate you guys, and see you on the next one again.